Stop building all these hotels in Hanover because we can't support them. Because the people don't have no water to wash themselves. Prime Minister like to make a lot of promises. But where we are concerned, because we don't stand up and say enough is enough, so I really don't believe anything he says. No, Mr. Bartlett.
We've got two main sources of water in Hanover. We've got Great River, right, and we've got Logwood. Those two plants are in Hanover, and yet the people of Hanover are suffering because our water's been transferred and given to other people. We've always been the underdogs.
This is another in a series of exposés on the dire situation unfolding in the parish of Hanover, where residents are desperately calling for help as they grapple with a severe water crisis. Hanover, a parish known for its numerous springs and rivers, has been now facing an acute water shortage. Thousands of residents have been without piped water since January, and the situation has reached a breaking point. Many are forced to pay exorbitant prices for trucked water, a solution that is neither sustainable nor affordable for many families. This was the scene in Lucea on Monday morning. Frustrated residents gathered in front of the National Water Commission's Hanover office to demand immediate action. Their message was clear. Prime Minister Andrew Holness must intervene to alleviate their plight.
My name is Hope and I live in Bulls Bay, Hanover, just a little out of Lucea town. For 2.5 months, I haven't had water in my pipe, like not even a trickle of water come in the pipe. So whatever that is needed to be done in the house, it has to be done by carting water into the house. So it is something that has gotten really, really chronic and something that needs to be addressed, because we recognize that Hanover has its own water source. That's really perennial, if you will. And yet we are having this major problem. So that's my reason for being out here today. It is chronic for me. It's really, really difficult. And this applies to all my neighbors as well. Another situation is it's gotten to a point where you basically have to buy water, and buying water has gone up triple times the amount it used to be before you're buying water.
My name is Daniel Russell. I was born in Hanover. I went away to educate myself and I came home in 2005. And I'm lost for words, in fact, of the way we people in Hanover are treated. Nobody seems to care. We pay our bills like everybody else. And since January, we have had hardly any water through our pipes.
Right, my name is Dulcie Harvey and I live in Lucea. Now, since March of this year, we haven't had any water in our pipe, and I mean not a drop of water in the pipe. Now, from what I can gather, we've had drought, as Hope has mentioned before. We've had drought throughout the year, every single year we've had drought, and then all of a sudden there is no water. We've always had water issue, but for this year, and they're trying to tell us why that is because of the drought, why we haven't had any water. But there's more to it than that, because the water from Hanover, we've got two main sources of water in Hanover. We've got Great River, right, and we've got Logwood. Those two plants are in Hanover, and yet the people of Hanover are suffering because our water's been transferred and given to other people. We've always been the underdogs. Hanover has been the underdog. You look at the roads we've got, you look at the systems we've got down here, and we are not recognized. It's time now.
I am Sylvia Samuels from Couple, and our water is turned on from 4 till about 5, 1 hour. And if you don't catch the water within the hour, we have no more, and sometimes 3 days in a row, no water. And when the hour, everybody is phoning each other to say, the water is on, you have to hurry and fill something. That's not good enough. We are very disappointed with the government to know that we in Hanover are suffering.
The call to the government is that this situation is major, it is big, it needs to be addressed. And it needs to be addressed now. There has to be a reason why we're not getting water. The drought is not the story. This place has been having a drought every year since time began. And we've never, ever had this problem where you don't get water at all, at all, at all. You get water in sporadic amounts throughout, you know, the days, but now we don't have any at all. So that's my problem. It's a government issue. It's very, very big, and it needs to be addressed because our needs have to be met. Our needs have to be met.
My name is Ma'ai Shiba and I live in Lucea Town. Now Lucea Town has been suffering with not having a proper water supply. In fact, no water whatsoever. We have no water coming through our pipes and we had no water in our tanks. We've only just managed to get one small truck worth of water inside our tank and we are absolutely drying up. This is 2024. We should not be suffering this. This is worse than the pandemic. Water is life. And if we don't have life, we're going to start seeing the real repercussions and the knock-on effects of not having enough water. We're pleading to Andrew Holness right now, I'm named Andrew Holness, right now, to help us to solve this water problem. There should be no shortage in Jamaica, no water shortage, because this is the land of water, wood and fire. Now, I've come from England, I'm a returnee, and I'm not used to this. So this problem has to get sorted out quick and fast.
The timing of this crisis is critical. The opening of the 2,000-room Princess Hotel in Green Island on June 3 is expected to put even more strain on the already overburdened water supply system.
So how can you have a 2,000-room hotel come on to the line? You know, that's like with 2,000 more people coming on who's having showers and doing swimming pools and everything. And we can't get no water. It's impossible for the system, which is overloaded before, to cope with that. You know, so what we need here is investment, right? So that people can get water all the time.
Now, if we can't have water to wash ourselves, how are we going to look after these tourists? How are we going to go in there, into the hotels, and look after these tourists if we, the people that are here, are not looked after? Mr. Prime Minister, I am begging you. I am 81 years old and I need some water through my pipes. Please look after your people and then your people can look after the tourists. Look after your people and the children, because the children are our future, Jamaica future. Otherwise Jamaica is dead. We have no future if our children can't wash themselves to go to school to learn or to have food being cooked for them to eat.
With the hotels building, they put all the sources. All the resources are going to the hotel. Mr. Prime Minister, wake up. This is Hanover. You may not have got the vote, but the people are thinking they're still taxpayers here and we are suffering. So do something about Hanover, because Hanover is a parish with quality and you're letting us down.
My views on that, they're not open now and we're not getting water. So what's going to happen when they're open? We'll be dying. We won't get a drop because we're having to rely on trucked water. That's not cost effective. That's not cost effective. If you think that the Princess, they're going to be using what, 800 and odd gallons of water, 800,000 gallons of water per day, and they're not open yet. We can't get water now. So what's going to happen then? It's just going to be dire, and we need to take action now.
In 2019, Prime Minister Holness promised to lay 33 kilometers of pipelines from Roaring River to Negril to relieve the pressure on the Logwood treatment plant. Residents are now calling on him to fulfill that promise.
The Prime Minister in 2019 promised faithfully to lay 33 kilometers of pipes to support Negril, so the water would come from the Roaring River and help Negril. That way it would alleviate the water coming to Hanover, because most of our water, we know that we're one of the smallest parish, so we're going to be treated disproportionately. But you know, we need the water. The hotel is having an impact as well. So if Mr. Prime Minister can fulfill his promise, get the 33 kilometers of pipes laid to take the water from Roaring River to Negril, get the water from Logwood to Hanover, and they need also to turn the pressure up because obviously those of us that live on a hill, we're not getting any water, hence the reason. That's why we're here today. We can't actually blame the water people because they tried to help, some of them, right? But this needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to get water in our pipes.
I have traveled, and when I go abroad, it's not the tourists that talk about Jamaica people. They talk about our athletes. They talk about our sports athletes. They talk about our music. They don't ask about Mr. Bartlett. They don't ask about you, sir. We can support ourselves, us Jamaica people. Just give us a chance. Give us water, Mr. Prime Minister. Give us water, I beg you.
During a meeting on April 4, Senator Matthew Samuda, the minister with responsibility for water, had stated that the Princess Hotel would primarily use desalination or reverse osmosis to meet its water needs. However, the National Environment and Planning Agency had said this is not the case, as the agency was still reviewing the hotel's application for these systems and had not taken any decision as to whether to approve or deny the application. Public presentations have highlighted the potential strain on the Logwood water supply system due to the hotel's significant water demands. Despite promises from developers, skepticism remains high among stakeholders about the adequacy of the proposed solutions. As the water crisis continues to unfold, the residents of Hanover are adamant that immediate and decisive action is required. They urge Prime Minister Holness and other relevant authorities to prioritize the region's water supply issues, ensuring sustainable and equitable access to this vital resource for all residents. We will continue to follow this story closely and provide updates as they become available.